Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. I see on behalf of Yaffed and Footsteps, I want to thank you all for being here. My name is Yael Reisman, and I am the Director of Communications and Field Building here at Footsteps. This is a really important time for many of our current and future members. It's not every day that an opportunity is presented, one that can drastically improve conditions for members of the Haredi community and those that have chosen to leave the Haredi community, including many footsteppers we currently serve and those that we will serve for years to come. We've invited two people with direct knowledge of the issue, Naftali Moster, Executive Director of Yaffed, and Javi Weisberger, Director of Community Engagement at Footsteps, and herself a Yeshiva graduate and a parent of former Yeshiva students. So welcome to both of you. Another question, this is what Chava writes. One thing I keep seeing in the frum arguments against applying these standards to yeshivas is that it will be a quote unquote slippery slope towards eventually forcing yeshivas to talk about gender identity, alternative lifestyles, which is scarier than children not learning math and English. What would be a good response to people pushing this narrative? It's a good question because there are people in the community that don't agree and they are faced with these arguments. So what do you think is a good way to respond to that?
Javi, why don't you go and I'll follow up if there's anything I would like to add, but I certainly would love to hear from you as well.
I was expecting you to answer it. So let me hear the question one more time. Sorry. Yeah, do you mind repeating the question?
No problem. Can you hear me?
Yes.
The ongoing argument sometimes from the community that you can hear when you're asserting your position that, you know, bringing in a sound secular education is the beginning of a slippery slope towards eventually enforcing yeshivas to talk about things that are not Toradic. So tolerance of different kinds of people and things that, you know, aren't things that the community wants to be teaching. Is this a slippery slope? I think when everyone hears the phrase slippery slope, we all get a little bit like, how do you deal with that when, like, what's a good response to people pushing that narrative?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think that part of a well-rounded education includes understanding diversity, understanding different people's experiences, being able to cope in the world and engage with people of all kinds of experiences, including yourself, your siblings, your children. I think a sound sex education and knowledge of diversity is part and parcel of a wholesome education. I think the Hasidic community doesn't get to say that their children are above that or don't need access to that. Point in case, I'm queer, I was raised in a Hasidic educational system. I would have benefited a lot from knowing that people like me exist. My family would have benefited from knowing how to support me. So I believe that Hasidic yeshiva children deserve access to an all-encompassing, wholesome education. And the reality is the government needs to step in when people are not giving their children access to that.
If there is not the will, we have to provide the will externally, which is wherein the problem lies.